So in this video we're going to calculate the surface area of this square base pyramid. Now the base of the pyramid obviously is a square with sides 6 centimetres. Now important details are that if you draw a perpendicular line from the base and point M to V, which is the vertex, you get a right angle. So this M is the centre of the square. So that's a really important fact. If M wasn't the centre, then what would happen? The faces would all be slightly different. Then we've got angle VAM is 70 degrees. So VAM, that's from the vertex to this corner to M. What that makes is, if I just draw a line out to M, that angle there, 70 degrees. Now that differs from the other angles. So VAD would be slightly different. So we need to do something with that. So that's a key to answer our question. So surface area of the square base pyramid. So if I just draw the net first, so then I'm going to have my square base, then off that I'm going to have my 4 triangles. So the technique has to be the area of this square, that shouldn't be a problem, size of 6, and then we need these 4 triangles. So area of a triangle, just this is going to be our goal, is base times height over 2. So what we need to find is this perpendicular slant height. So if you have a point here, let's just call that O for example, that's going to make a line all the way up to the vertex. So that's got to be where we kind of heading to get the answer. So that would be O and that would be V. So we need to find that. So where are we going to go first? Well, I would say the best thing to do to start is to find this length of side AM. So finding AM, let's do that here. Well, there we've got a square. Let's just draw that. And we've got our midpoint M, that's in the centre. This is our A. And then let's use this point O. That's halfway across. If we want to find that length there to point M, we've now got ourselves a right angled triangle. And from A to B, O is the centre, so therefore each side here is 3. So AO is 3, so therefore OM is also 3. So then we can find this AM by Pythagoras' theorem. So AM would be the square root of 3 squared plus 3 squared. So that's the first thing. So that's going to give us 9 plus 9 is 18. So square root of 18. And then using surds, so that's square root of 2 times square root of 9, which is going to give us 3 root 2. So that's the first bit taken care of. Now with that being 3 root 2, with that taken care of, we've now got AM. Now we need to find MV. So that's going to also give us a right angled triangle because that's the centre point and draws a perpendicular line from the base. So let's draw that triangle next. So if I just take that out, I'm now going to have a right angle here at point M. This is going to be point A and this will be point V. AM I know is 3 root 2. So that's that. And the next bit of information I know is that angle VAM is 70 degrees. So this angle is 70 degrees. So what I want now is the perpendicular height of the pyramid. So therefore I need the height here, VM. So that's what I need. So what have I got? I've got an angle, I've got an adjacent side, and I've got this side opposite the angle to find. So by SOHCAHTOA, I need tangent. So let's find VM. So by SOHCAHTOA, so if I just put that's how we're going to calculate it, we'll have tangent of 70 equals opposite, so that's VM, over the adjacent, which is AM, which is 3 root 2. Okay, So now to calculate VM, I just multiplied both sides by 3 root 2. So therefore VM equals 3 root 2 times tan 70 degrees. So if I put that into my calculator, I should get 11.657 to 3 decimal places. Okay, so now I've got VM, that's taken care of. Now I need to try and work out what OV is. So let's have a look at that. So VM I've now got, so this is taken care of. It's quite difficult sometimes to visualize a 3-dimensional picture on a 2-dimensional plane, i.e. the board. So let's take that side VM and let's just draw it over here. So that's VM. Then I've got a right angle if I come out to point O. So that'd be point O. That's my midpoint. And then O obviously joins V to make a hypotenuse. So I've got ourselves another right angled triangle here. So VM we've just calculated to be approximately 11.657. Then I've got OM. Now OM, what is that? Well, that is from the midpoint of this side AB to the centre. So therefore, as that line is going to be parallel to this one, it should be 3 centimetres as it's half the length. So this one is 3. So now I need to calculate OV for my slant height. So OV, how are we going to calculate that? Well, as I've got 2 sides of a right angled triangle, just need my hypotenuse. So that's going to be square root of 3 squared plus 11.657 squared. Okay, now plugging that into our calculator, you should get approximately 12.037. So just to allow for rounding errors here a little bit. So depending on how you've rounded these up, you might get 12.036 maybe. So 12.037 we've got there for OV. So now we've got the slant height of the faces of the pyramid. So there's our OV. So we've got 12.037. If I just write that in there small, we can see what it is. So that's 12.037. We've now can work on the 4 triangles. So let's just calculate one of those triangles. So let's do that here. So let's keep this bit separate. So that's for that, and then VM, keep that separate to that. Okay, let's work on this triangle. So we've got one of the triangles. So AOB, so AOB, and then the vertex is V. Now we know AOB, we know the length of that straight line there is 6 centimetres, and we know the slant height is 12.037. So this side here, if I just point a line there, so we now use our area of a triangle formula, base times height over 2. So do that times that over 2. So we've got area equals 12.037 times 6 over 2. So then we can just times this by 3. So then our area is going to be 36. 3 37s, we can do that in our head. That's going to be 111. So that'll be 36.111. So that again, 3 decimal places, allowing for rounding errors. So one triangle is that, but we've got 4 of these triangles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So the 4 triangles, they are 4 times whatever that is. So 36.111, which equals, well, we can do that in our heads as well. 36 times 4 is 144. And 4 times 0.111 is 0.444. So that's that. Then we've got to add on that the area of the base. Well, that is the easy part of this calculation. So we've got 6 by 6. 6 sixes are 36. So A, B, C, D equals 36. Okay, so now we've got the base and the 4 triangles. Add these up, then we'll get our total surface area. So let's write that. Our answer up here, 144 plus 36 is 180. And then we've got 0.44. I'm going to leave that as my answer. Okay, and that completes this question. Okay.